What up guys, see ya again. Today I want to continue my last video's topic, which was replay analysis. In the last video what I talked about was why replay analysis matters and what it basically does, how it affects your brain, and it's like working out to get muscles, but this time it's trying to make this analytical thinking process become better and better, and it basically affects your macro of the game, the way you think about the game, and that results in you doing the better thing. So in this video I want to go into more practical stuff and talk about the process in which you can use this analytical thinking. Okay, so the way I did it, it's not the only way, but it is one of the ways that really gives results fast if you commit to it. So the way I did it, it was basically by starting by just learning and choosing one hero, then starting to learn that hero's ins and outs, and then going and finding one high MMR player who spans that hero, and basically copying his methods at the start, then going and playing and spamming that hero. But then when you get to this point, you aren't doing as good as that spammer, even though you think you're doing the same thing he's doing. Now at this point, what I do is I ask myself questions about what is that dude, what am I doing that that guy isn't doing, that is resulting in this, or what do I do versus this hero, what do I do when this scenario happens, and all these questions make me not think of losses as just losses. I think of losses as ways to learn. So this will make it so that you have these questions, and now you can go back to those replays and try to find the answer to those questions. So for example, if you have a question about what to do versus like X hero, for example, as a brood mother, what to do versus an SF in the laning stage, because you fed your spiders last game, you go watch the brood spammer that you found, and you see how he dealt with it, and you have to understand the why. This is the important part, understanding the why. If you don't understand why he did it, you might blindly copy it and it might work, but at some point you will hit this wall that because you don't have the understanding, the situation starts differing from the last one and you don't know what to do anymore because you didn't understand why. So to develop the understanding of why, this is where replay analysis comes in. You have to start in the replay, you gotta start asking questions like why is he doing this and all this stuff. Coaching and asking better players, higher MMR players to help you understand this, it comes to play here. But then you want to, but a lot of this stuff you can just find out for yourself. Like you might have the question, why is the brood player letting the SF farm the wave freely and not contest at all while he's farming jungle? Well, that's a good question. You might not find the answer. Then you can go to the coach or the high MMR player and they'll tell you that this is the way you farm way faster if you let the lane go, or at least not contest the SF, because you can't, he's a threat to your spiders, and you farm faster yourself and all this stuff. So you understand the why. Now as you learn more and more of the answers to these whys and to these hows, the thing that happens is your brain starts becoming better and better at picking patterns and understanding the whys, and this is where analytical thinking starts growing and growing and growing. And the better you think about the game, the more you can answer to the questions, the better you can predict the best outcome and the best action that will bring out the best outcome. So the way it works, I think I mentioned it in the last video too, the way it works is you think something, based on your thoughts you take an action, and based on the action there comes a result. So if your thoughts go from, oh, I hit a creep here and there's this gold sound, to okay, there's this hero missing and he's my threat, and I shouldn't be showing myself in the map until I see that threat. So then your brain and this thought process will affect the way you play, and you won't die to that gank, or you will take this tower when it's available. So this analytical thinking will make you win the game, and it will basically make your macro decision making way better. So I have made this kind of loop process into a loop of development, which is basically at the start you go choose one role in the game. This is the practical stuff, you might want to write this down. You go choose one role in the game that you like, then you choose one hero out of the whole hero pool. You just choose one hero, and you go to the to that hero's page on opendota.com, and you go to the heroes tab, you choose the hero, you go to the public, then player rankings, and you just open up the first ones, the highest mark and highest score guys there. Find out which one of them is either spamming that hero or is consistently playing that hero. Then go watch every replay available. It's 7 days. The expiration date for replays are 7 days. So you can watch the games they played in the last week. Go watch every one of them. Try finding a pattern at the start. So like and the way I should make a video out of this later on. But the way you understand patterns is when does their movements and their actions suddenly, when does it change? That's if you recognize the times that it changes and why it changes, you'll understand the patterns. So for example, as it clinks, you're just farming the wave and farming the lane and pressuring the enemy by searing arrow, and when you hit 6, you suddenly push one wave, you go eat the creep and in the hard camp and go back to the lane. Like it suddenly changes, and now after getting medallion you aren't staying in the lane anymore, you're going for ganks, and that's another thing that changes. So you understand where the stuff changes, you understand these patterns. Go try finding the patterns for that hero when the guy suddenly leaves the lane, when the guy suddenly starts rotating into the jungle. So you keep doing this until you actually have somewhat of an understanding. Then you go spam the hero. Spamming the hero will make you have practical understanding of what you just theoretically did in your head, and chances are you are going to fuck up, because you didn't actually understand it. You were thinking that you were understanding what was happening, but it was very more complex. The matchups, the amount, the pressure that the enemy, the advantage the enemy had or his team had, all these stuff come to play, and it's not how you thought it is. So your game scenario changes from the scenario he had in his game, and the patterns might change. All this stuff would happen. So this is where you go to the second step, which is you start asking questions after the fucking up. You start asking, what do I do versus this hero? What do I do in this scenario? Or how do I itemize versus this lineup? Where do I play on the map when the enemy has the advantage and took our towers? Some of the times you can never find the answer by yourself. This is where the coaches come to play, as I mentioned. But a lot of the times, if you go back to the replays, which is step 3, go back to the replays and watch the guy do this. Find the scenario that happened to you. For example, the Brute versus SF. Find the scenario, see what they do. If you can understand why, then you're good to go. You can now go try implementing it in your own games, which is step 4. But if you didn't understand, this is the time you should start trying to find answers by asking others, but not any other player. Players who actually have experience playing that specific hero or role and are high MMR. You don't want to rely on the 2K player or 3K or 4K player to tell you how to play this X hero while they haven't gotten the results themselves. It's like asking the poor guy how to get rich, right? Alright, so you do this, and then the last part is you learn why they do what they do and what they do. So when you get to this point, you go play more games, and here you start trying to do what you just learned. But the thing is, you are going to do the thing you just learned now in the SF versus Brute matchup, but that is not going to win you every single game of Brute versus SF for like eternity anymore, and you're gonna like play awesome every game now. But what is gonna happen is you have become better, one step better than before. But the loop happens here that you are going to play again, and you are going to play better at that thing, but it's gonna be like you are again gonna fuck up. So this fuck up is gonna be another, is gonna rise some other questions. So these questions should make this loop back to the second step, which was when you fuck up, you ask questions and you go try to find the answer to the question at the step 3, and then you again find the answer and understand the why, and then you implement, which is the step 4, and then again you fuck up, and then again this becomes this loop. And I like to call the loop of grinding or the loop of development, because it just never stops. And like even Miracle and Arteezy can always use this, because you are never too good to never make a mistake or know everything around Dota or anything in life. So yeah, keep doing this thing, and it'll basically make you better and better and better every single day. And about the emotional stuff, when you fuck up, it'll ease the pressure, the mental pressure of the games you lose, because you are not thinking, oh my god, this teammate did this, or fuck this lineup, I don't know, whatever. You don't think about that. You're thinking, what do I do to make this right? Your focus goes from blaming and flaming and like going all in your head into trying to find out the why and fixing it. And when you're curious and you're trying to fix it, you can't be angry and curious at the same time. Like, try it, be angry and curious at the same time. It can't happen. Okay, so it'll like fix two problems at once. So go ahead and try that in your experience. I can link my own results in the Dota buff for Broodmother and Klings. I'm currently doing this for Klings, and I'm getting results. I'm not some high level player yet, to be like having gotten the best result from this. I'm still in the process, in the loop, but it is giving me results fast. Like I got 700 MMR from 3k flat to 3.7k in 10 days by keeping doing this, but spamming more. After I really got good with Broodmother, and it took me 10 days to grind 700 MMR. The MMR is just the result of the how much your brain is processing, how you think of the game. People think there's this trick, there are tips or tricks on how to gain MMR without changing their thought processes or getting better. Actually, like they make smurfs. Like it's actually so funny. You think you are the same player and you make a new account, you are going to get different results. Like, why? Behavioral score or bad teammates, it's gonna be on every profile. It's not like it was the profile, it wasn't me. I'm playing good every game, but my teammates are doing bad. And throw all that garbage away. Focus on getting better. This is one of the ways you can do this, and I think if you keep doing this, you will get the result. Thank you for watching. This was all I had, and I got one more video on replay analysis, and it's actually telling you how to analyze the replays, but the next videos are gonna be about different topics. I gotta see what the community is talking about. So if you wanna follow what I'm gonna talk about and all this stuff, all these videos, subscribe.